So welcome to the DIY ToyCast. I'm your host, Gordon, here with my co-host, Brett, and we're rejoined by one of our former guests, Derek. Welcome back. Uh, it's been a little bit since we last spoke to you, and you've upgraded your kit after our insistent meddling.
I have a little bit now, yes, and yes, thanks to your insistent meddling now. For a couple of years now, you've been pushing me closer and closer to an FDM printing machine, and that transition has now been made.
I would never make suggestions. I would never.
Here's the link, Derek. Look at this. It's $200. So cheap.
Oh, look, it's on clearance. 179.
Yeah. Can't beat it. And ultimately, I think now that I've had experience with this for a couple of months now, I think it's an opportunity to, talk about the differences between the two
Yeah,
types of printers and between the FDM and the resin, and and how and maybe it'll lead into what I'm working on at the moment.
yeah, that would be great.
Yeah, yeah. So, I think one of the main differences that I've found, or one of the main benefits, is less mess. So, with your average, with your average resin printer, there's a lot of, even before you start printing, there's a lot of potential mess because you have to pour resin into a vat, and then after the print is done, um, you don't know. Well, while it's printing, you don't know if it's failed or not because you can't see it, and then when it comes out, you still have to clean it off, and then cure it, and that's all before you can put it together and paint it. Also, there's a far more limited range of colors available, and far more limited range of like types of resins that you can use. So like there's ABS like ones, there's some flexible ones, but for the most part, even with flex, it's still super rigid and still super breakable. Now, I had one of these guys, and this is one of my resin ones,
Mhm.
and he took a dive off the couch a couple of days ago, and let's say he fell 3 foot, and this foot here just snapped off, went away, and he was with one leg for a good 24 hours before I found it. It glued back on fine, but that's the nature of resin, is that it is brittle and it's not going to survive a drop like that. Now, whereas this is a resin one, and I can and and he holds up pretty well. You know, they're good figures, and they're easier to put together. There's less cleaning, and then they're available in multiple colors, and you have a really wide variety of you've got a really wide variety of types of types of material that you can use, all with different properties, and that really pleases me. So I have moved over now. I think the main thing that really put me off before was a perceived level of detail,
Right.
and I found that, like, I still find that resin does hold far crisper, cleaner detail,
Right.
but at this point and with what we're doing, I think wanting to have like perfect near perfect prints, um, it doesn't really matter. Like, I think this gets us just as close, like as close as we need to,
Mhm.
and I think it makes a perfectly functional action figure, like with resin as well. And when you have resin on resin, you're going to wind up with a lot of wear. And like this dude right now, he can hold his leg up, but I can feel that he's not nearly as tight as he was the first time I had him.
Mhm.
Yep.
Whereas I've had these for quite some time, and they're still super stiff, still super stiff. And I've played with these like since I got the printer. I think I printed off the first one of these maybe a month ago, and I've
Is
been
and is he using the TPU inserts? Okay.
he's using the TPU inserts, and they just slot in. I don't even glue them in, and they slot in. And this is this is based on your recommendation, understanding the materials, their properties, and it really does a great job of holding the figure together. Now, I will say as well that these TPU inserts, they work for the resin too, because like this has TPU inserts too. You can see it there,
Mhm.
and it holds the resin pieces really well. like the legs aren't going to get loose or anything on me, but you still have the fragility of you still have the potential fragility of the resin itself.
Mhm.
So, in one other thing I'll say is that during the winter, it's really hard to get time to print on the resin printer unless you
Yep.
have like a heated room with its own ventilation, um,
Yep.
which is not something that I can do. I run the resin printer on the deck, on
Oh,
actually
wow.
the porch at the front of the house during the warm
Hmm.
months. Because there's a fan there and I can open all the windows and it keeps the smell away. But during the winter, it's cold everywhere, so I don't think that there was anywhere really around here that I could actually get a successful print done. Where and
Mhm.
you don't have that with the FDM printers. They're just much, much, much more convenient. Now,
And now, like, back in the day when I was first messing with FDM, like a heated bed was a big deal.
mm,
That was like an add-on. Now it's just bog standard. So having
mm,
something where you can just have a heated bed and you don't have to worry about adhesion issues every single time, like you're saying, where it might be cool in the basement or the garage or something,
yeah,
you don't have to worry about it now.
yeah, and I love that about the bamboo that I have with the heated plate. Yeah, stuff sticks on. And
Yep.
another thing that's real nice is if the print finishes overnight and you come back to get it in the morning, it's just like boop, boop, boop.
Yep.
It just picks up off the bed super easy.
Yep.
And again, I don't have to worry about, do I have gloves? Do I have enough? Do I have 90% alcohol?
Mhm.
Yeah. Do I
Can I
have my
get
PPE?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah.
So, it's just become a much more clean hobby. And I believe I've not given up on resin. I think it has its place. But
Oh, of course.
I think that the FDM has come along to a point where it meets my needs
Mhm.
Yep.
for my figures.
Yeah, and certainly if if you're making toys that you want to be playable over making like articulated statues
Mm.
or coming from having made like tabletop miniatures, I think for like, 28 millimeter minis,
Yeah.
that makes much more sense to use resin prints because you really want the full detail of the character.
Now, what I will say is like, thanks to the fact that we're printing, it makes it much easier to scale things up and down. So like
Right.
we have, the beauty of us having our own figures is that we can print them at any scale. So here we have one of my guys. Unfortunately, the polycaps don't work so well at this size, but we
Hmm.
got a little one that's Starcom sized
Oh,
with
wow.
fit in the ship.
And is that a resin figure?
No,
Oh,
That's
wow.
FDM.
that's FDM.
That's incredible. And that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
done with the
yeah.
bamboo.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Hold on, let me see. Can you see that?
Yeah, it's just chilling there. You got
Yeah,
that
yeah, yeah.
polycat sticking out.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's just the nature of scale, though. But
Yeah.
and that's I think that's just an advantage of printing in general. Let me get his leg back. Come back. There you go. So I'll put him back, and then I've got a, there's all kinds of other things we can scale up and down. That's the beauty of 3D printing, whether you're using resin or FDM.
Mhm. And that's a great way if you're unsure, you know, if
Yeah.
the proportions on something are working, you can run it at half scale and not need to wait the whatever 6 hours that it would take to print at full scale and still
That's,
have something to kind of hold and turn around in your hand.
that's super fair. Yeah. Yeah, I've never done it for like prototyping, but like that's a great point. Yeah, I should actually start doing that when I want to make new stuff, so it doesn't all I don't waste a lot of time in filament.
Yeah, I mean, well, luckily, filaments also, I shouldn't say it's cheaper, but by and large, it is more affordable to
Mhm.
print with than resin. Because the other thing is, too, you don't have all the excess washout for when you do
Right.
cleaning.
Well, like a bottle of Resu One Tough costs about $50, $50 to $60.
And
Oh, yeah.
that's a more expensive resin, but that's sort
Yeah.
of what you want to use if you're
Yeah,
making action figures,
yeah. But whereas like a roll of this costs like $15,
right?
ish.
Yeah.
And there's how many figures in this? Like stupid amount
Right.
of figures. And
Right. Well, and the other thing with when you're getting into FDM is you can change infill, you can change density, you can
yeah,
change all that stuff. Whereas resin, it's either hollow or it's not, and that's
yeah,
it.
yeah. Like for these guys, I did 25% infill, and it seems to be
Yeah.
enough. And
And I'm sure
they
they
feel
feel
all right.
good.
They feel pretty
Yeah.
weighty. Like they feel
Yeah.
okay. Like for the scale, they feel like a toy pizza figure feels a bit heavier, being
Yeah.
honest, because they're plastic through, but like not a world away.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Now you haven't messed with any full TPU figures yet, right? You're still just
No,
doing PLA and
no.
polycap. Okay.
Yeah, I like the PLA. Like I feel that the PLA still does capture a little bit more detail
Oh, for sure. It absolutely
than
does.
the TPU. Like the TPU runs at a lower temperature, the bed with a lower temperature on the bed,
Hmm.
which is telling me that it's not as fine. Like it's not laying it down as fine as the PLA, which runs a lot hotter.
So from the way that I would describe it is it's how the temperature adheres layer
Mm.
by layer. PLA, when it lays the finer layer down, it's more crisp when it lays the line, whereas TPU will melt and blob a little bit more. That's where you get some of that um, loss of fidelity in TPU comes from, is when those layers smear a little bit, just because of the elasticity of the
Yeah,
material.
yeah.
But
And I think
Like like I like
also,
I like I did bring it here. Like look at this. This is like this is your TPU. This
Mhm.
it's like really floppy, really
hey,
jangly.
yeah, you roll a fishing line.
Yeah, that's it. Like the nature, like, and that's I love it though, like because it's so flexible. Like versus resin where you will get a flex, but it's like flex.
Yeah.
It's like flex. Trust me, buddy. Whereas with the TPU, it just is super soft, which serves its purpose.
Mhm. No, well, and the nice thing about a TPU, a full TPU figure, is like you can truly hand it
Yeah, yeah,
to
yeah.
a kid and they can just, you know,
Play with it.
Well, I was
yeah.
happy. I was happy to provide my daughter with one. So
Oh,
like
okay.
she has one of mine. Well, she's 10 years old though. Like I'm not giving it to a
Yeah, no,
4-year-old.
but
And
Right.
she seemed happy enough with the
mhm,
with the PLA. Granted, it is not as durable as a TPU figure. Like
mhm.
let's see here. Oh, just so happens I may have one. I had to take a piece off that because I wasn't
Oh,
sure.
a
And
new
like
piece of,
they do have like like it does. The detail is there. Being honest, I have to do a TPU figure.
well, and I will say that that being my sculpt, I don't tend to sculpt as finely as Kenneth does.
Mm,
Whereas, particularly the face on the Sidewinder that he's done for you,
mm.
he has like, the wrinkles around the eyes or around the mouth. And so the level of detail that he's worked into that sculpt is so fine that it really does benefit from the absolute crispest settings that you can get. Whereas I sculpt a little bit softer than that.
Well, I did when I printed these off. These are being printed on a what was it, point 0.8, 0.8, or
Hmm.
and it takes about 5 hours to print off one of these.
That's good.
So
That's a good time.
I think it's all right, and I think the point eight, it's really nice. Like, unfortunately, I don't have the figure anymore because Wyatt stepped in and wanted it. He has I've only painted one of the PLA figures so far, and
Oh, okay.
Wyatt jumped in on it, and so I can't show you, but it takes paint really well, and
Oh, yeah.
once you've a couple coats on, the layers are gone.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm really pleased.
Yeah, it's really fun to see you make the jump into it, but
Yeah.
also still have love for resin, whereas I completely wanted nothing to do with it after.
Well, I'm looking forward to doing some sidewinders in resin for the show. I'm thinking because I want to do like resin just beats filament for clear.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
There's
Okay.
no competition. So I want to do kind of disintegrating or transporting sidewinders
Yeah.
from like in a red resin like I used last year.
Hmm.
So do them like half painted, half clear red. So like
That'd be
they
very
look like
cool.
they're teleporting or they're being
Mhm.
disintegrated or
Vaporized.
whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, the idea like the Sidewinders came from were inspired by Mantiforce,
Mhm.
and the whole like if you saw a Mantiforce ad or like back in the day, it looked like the Mantiforce the entire organization appeared to be just a bunch of red shirts. Like they're just forever just
Constantly
walking
dying.
into walking into traps, getting messed up. So, um, I think getting vaporized is a suitable way out for
Mhm.
them.
That's awesome. Yeah, Bluebird had their number whenever
Yeah,
they
yeah,
made
yeah,
them.
yeah.
That's fun. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. So you're talking about the show. That's Toy Pizza Expo 2026.
Yes, I'm
So
looking.
we're, yeah, I'm looking forward to that too. Gordon, are you looking forward to that?
Yeah, it's Saturday, June 13th, right? I think is
Yes,
the date
yes,
that's
I
been
think so.
set. Yeah,
yes. At the Yard in Beacon, New York.
that will be fun to get to actually meet up in person again and all swap stories, have a couple
As
brews.
as ever. Now, it returns to one day event.
Hmm.
Following last year's 5 points, which was an experience. It was a lot of fun. Like it was really, I really enjoyed that because it introduced me to a lot of vendors and artists that I wouldn't have known.
Hmm.
So
Right.
I'm really glad of that. But I did really miss the more intimate setting. You know,
Yeah.
like I found that the day at the yard, when we all set up under the tent, was kind of the was the was the best one, in my
I
experience,
agree.
because it was just us, you know, and
Yeah.
it was fun, and there was still traffic as well. So it would be awesome to see some of the vendors from 5 Points again, because again there was great art and great products there. But if we have to break it down,
Mhm.
it's the core of our community, that really pleases me. So looking forward to that.
No,
Yeah.
it'll be a good time. I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. I don't know when I'm heading up just yet. I would like to go up a day earlier than I normally do because I really want to go check out that castle up there, but I don't know if that'll be in my wheelhouse of luck yet. We'll see.
Yeah, I still have to book my hotel, so I'm gonna do that this weekend.
Yeah,
Just
you and
to
me both.
get that organized. And beyond that, it's just a case of looking forward to it.
Mhm.
And I look forward to the week I take off work to try and get stuff painted in a panic.
Yeah, I think I'll be joining you in solidarity with a solid chunk of time off to work on vinyl painting.
Yeah, I have to learn how to deal with the vinyl underpaint and airbrush.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we'll figure it out. Hopefully we're fortunate enough to get a bunch of marble done, so I'm
Mhm.
not married to painting for a week straight. But see.
yeah. Such is life. You know, a week stuck painting is what happens to me every year. So.
Yeah. Well, me painting for a week is much better than me being at work for a week. That is for certain.
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. And oh goodness, there's been years where I'm painting them up until just about the time, just about just until it's time to get in the car and go. You know, uh, I'll be sitting on my desk like for three. The Garda Sposs.
Mhm.
Um, I was painting him up until it was time to pack the car, you know, and it took not that I rushed it or anything. It took me maybe 3 or 4 days to get through them, but it was a case of like different stages. I managed to always overcomplicate my paint.
Mhm.
Anytime I go to paint something, I always go off on some journey. Gordon will speak in that now with the goblin orc.
Oh yeah,
The
I'm gonna go
Demon King
grab
orc,
him.
man. Yeah, because that went a completely different way entirely from what I had planned.
Yeah, that was quite the
This,
myriad of color shift.
But when he
yeah,
was done, I was so pleased.
I mean it's a beautiful figure. Yeah, so
Yeah, that
it's
goes
got that
crazy.
wonderful sort of darker wash to highlight all the muscles that I sculpted. But this was a completely red figure
Yeah, 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 yeah.
to begin with. Um, and
One thing I like about that still, that kind of calls back the original plastic that you did it in, is if you look behind what do you call them, horns on his head?
yeah,
Yeah, if you look behind the horns, there's red there.
well, and the other thing too is if you split them in half, you
Yeah,
get
yeah,
gore effect.
yeah, 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 yeah. No, it's beautiful.
Yeah, that rules.
Just need some gore pieces TPU red gore
Right.
pieces to stick in.
Like a bone that sticks out.
Actually, that's an idea. Just a pack of 5 TPU red pieces that you can stick into various Glio sports and figures, like gushing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oops. Oops, all gore effects.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
that that would actually be very fun.
Yeah.
I do have a fresh roll of trans red TPU I just got. So
Well,
uh
that's
oh
yours to
wait.
work with.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Because like that could work for everyone's figures, like that go on
Oh yeah.
toy pizza figures and any number of Legos figures.
Oh yeah, I mean that would work awesome for Onell stuff too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That'd be great. So speaking of TPE, what are you do you have anything ready that you're planning to bring this year or any
And
sculpts that are done?
I am working on, well, thanks to Gordon, because I am the worst person for actually, thinking about stuff but rarely ever doing it. I finally have a copy of my Rhinonian. Um, uh, on the picture that is on Instagram, his name is Maurice. He is the Rhinonian medic. And I'll grab you the painted one. I'll show you that.
Sick.
And this is the
Oh, look at that.
the
He's
painted.
so good, bro.
I'm super pleased with it. And
Gordon,
now,
you killed that sculpt.
this is not my idea of. Okay, so Gordon sculpted it, but the colors for this paint job were taken from the Nobby Woods picture that he did for me.
Yeah.
I had like slightly different colors in mind, but this was just so lovely. I had to do something with it. And this is another FDM printed piece, and I have some, like Gordon and I have been going back with just some edits for it,
Mhm, mhm.
and I believe that it's hit its final form now. So what we have are a number of these earlier copies, and I
Yeah.
printed off a bunch, but we've evolved. So like that was the basic one, but now we have these ones with Glyos ports on the, like there's TPU
Hell
inserts
yeah.
that'll accommodate Glyos
Mhm.
pegs. So like we have there's some on the shoulders, but there's also one on the back. And it's just lovely. And well, I may have misplaced his gun. No, and then there's a little gun here.
Hell yes. Oh, it's
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
I
So
love him.
yeah, yeah. So I have a bunch of these. I printed a bunch since I started. I was just having too much fun. So I might actually release some of these earlier ones,
Oh,
like
right
these
on.
earlier versions, just to, they're because they take up a lot of room. I'll be honest with you. Like
Oh,
I
they're
print,
hogs, man. He's
yeah,
huge.
yeah, yeah.
He's a hog.
So I might see it, like do an early sale, see if some people want to
Yeah.
grab them because again, they're really nice, but they're not the final. And apart from this one that's going to be buried with me, um, these ones here are awesome. And maybe we'll see in a couple of weeks, if
Yeah.
anything comes of them. But I'm really pleased. I'm so grateful to Gordon for taking the time to make them. And like the job that he did on it is so true to the original drawing that I gave him. Like it's spot on. And I've tried doing like I tried doing turnarounds for it before. I could just
Mhm.
never get it to work. And Gordon just saw the picture though, and he understood and just made it perfect. There was another thing that's fun about this, and that is I am. You may not know this, but I'm a big fan of the concept of like pretenders.
What?
Yeah, I
No.
know, I know, I know.
First I've
And
heard of it.
Russian nesting dolls in general, so this and also I was inspired by I suppose Jesse's capsules that he did over the years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just love being able to put a figure in a figure. It's the ultimate storage. So we have another one here. Oh, and you may recognize the what's being put into the ports on the shoulder here, but it this is a big guy, and we have TPU, little TPU belt here, and we go pop, and we go pop. There we go, and we open it up, and there's one half, there's the front half, and then oh, the guy I have in this, what happened there? I should move away. Uh, Let me.
Top secret.
I don't know if it's top secret, but it's the action figure of the month. I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
we don't want to spoil anybody
Yeah,
yet.
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, but the idea being that you open up the shell and there's your boy inside. So we can close
So
it down
good.
again. You can close it
Mhm.
again, and there he is, Rain Onion. Um, the the idea is the concept is that this is a infiltration suit.
Hmm.
So the the sidewinders in my mind, they're not like soldiers. They're not out trying to kick ass or anything. They're explorers, and they're going out to find Earth 3 because they already went out and found Earth 2 because Earth 1 was all messed up from pollution and they ruined it. So they went and found Earth 2, but they ruined that again, and they're really gonna try this time.
This time for sure.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
time for sure, guys.
Yeah, yeah. We've learned from all our mistakes now. So promise this is the last Earth, okay? So like they're trying to find Earth's planets that will be a good home for the humans for humanity. And during while they're doing that, they're explorers, they're scientists, they're um engineers, all that good stuff. And they're going to visit different planets, and some planets are occupied, such as the Rhinonian planet being Rhinon, of course. And they make a infiltration suit that is uncannily exactly perfect, exactly what a Rhinonian looks like, so they can go down there and check it out.
Excellent.
Yeah,
I
It
love
works
it.
great as a figure because then you could have it just be a
it's
standard Rhinonian
it
or
it is
the
also a standard
infiltrator.
Rhinonian.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that's super fun. Gordon, you know that sculpt. So, I don't think you've ever done a Pretenders style figure
No,
before.
and
What was that like sculpting it?
I actually have this was the very first test print that I did was just the two halves of
Okay.
the torso, trying to see would the scale work all right, and then I think I have yeah. So I had printed out also one of Derek's figures in TPU just to
Yep.
make sure that the clearances would work okay when
Okay.
you put them in there and slap a cover on them.
Hell yeah.
But I can actually see if I can bring up the actual file where I was working on this. Um, yeah, so we'll actually take a little tour through how I how I built this out. So I think the first version was this. And so whenever I'm working in Blender on somebody else's project, I like to bring in the image directly as reference into my workspace.
Mhm.
And so I can visually check proportions against, the original art piece. So I started out with a bunch of spheres like this over here, and then I always start with them in sort of a low number of polygons to start with. And then I would come in and start basically mushing it about using sculpting tools. And then I would set, some mirroring. So if I wanted to make this more of a bean shape, like the head, I gradually pull it out until I got to sort of the head shape there. And then I also, as I was working on this initial version, I had the Sidewinder sculpt
Mm.
laid out so I could make sure that everything was sort of the right height.
Perfect, yeah.
And then let's see. Also, I wanted to make sure that when the when I did a horizontal cut across, that it wouldn't like clip up against the legs.
Okay.
So I think this is sort of the initial roughed out version. Then if I jump forward a little bit, I think this was the first one where I actually had the cut made.
Mm.
Okay. Oh, check that out. That's really clever. So, how did you hollow it out like that?
So
What was your?
let me
Oh,
show you
okay.
on this cube over here.
Okay,
So
sick.
if
Cue me
I
up.
have a shape, then I generally make another, generally cube or cylinder or something with a flat edge that I'm going to use to make the cut in the object.
Hmm.
Um, and so then I would cut it in half using this. So uh, I would use a Boolean. And first I'd want the front half. So I'd want to take the part that intersects with the cube. That gets me my front part. Then my back part, I would just subtract the cube from. And so that would be the difference. So now that is split in half. So if I hide this, now the next piece is a little weird because I still have this plane here that I need to
Hmm.
get rid of. So I actually come in to the model itself and click on the vertices and delete out that face.
Oh, okay.
So if you sent this to a printer, it would freak out because you don't have an enclosed object anymore.
Right.
Um, so what you have to do to make this work now as sort of the bottom part of like a box is you can turn a series of sort of flat surfaces back into a polygon using this function called solidify. And I might have to quickly apply a scale. But what this is doing is it's basically like pushing in from all the faces. So I think, yeah. So you can see there.
Oh, check that out. Yeah, this rules.
Now, when I
Was
was
it?
doing the Rhinonian, I sort of made a mistake in my order of operations, which caused some problems later down the line. I I did this solidify on the two halves a little too early, and then I
Hmm.
went back in and did some additional sculpting on top. So that actually caused an issue. Let's see, yeah, on the backside when I sculpted these heels. So if I actually stop and show you some of this was print number two. If you look at the back parts of the heels here,
Oh, yeah.
there's some weird errors.
Yeah.
And what that was caused by is because I tried to do some like organic sculpting on top of the thing that had already been solidified. It made all the vertices in the model overlap in a weird way, which caused a printing error. And so
Gotcha.
that was actually, I don't think I actually have a print done with the fully fixed heels, but that was
No,
one of the
nor,
most recent edits that I made for Derek.
nor do I. Hopefully at the weekend I'll get one on. I ran out of white, and well, I haven't just ran out of it. I'm just using the last of it to print off sidewinders. But I need to get another spool of white because the Rhinonium Medic, the color of knob that Nobby did, I want to
Mhm.
emulate that. But no, that's awesome. And you thickened that, I assume, because the it had no depth. It had no like the line. It was just a line,
It was
and
just a
needed.
line. And so that's a big reason that like if you go online and take models that are made for video games or animation, they have no volume to
Mm,
them because they're just made with a bunch of flat planes, sort of creating the illusion
yeah,
of a solid object. Whereas if you're sculpting for a toy, you actually want an enclosed uh, solid so
yeah.
that when you send it to the printer, it kind of knows how to make that into a three-dimensional object.
Well, I can only applaud your efforts because this worked out really well. And the little bit of back and forth that we had just to iron out some stuff, was super easy. Like the first, like there was the back of the heels, But then there was also, just little niggly things. He did so well, like this little gap here, which got
Yep.
addressed in the first edit, and that is totally gone now on the subsequent prints. Have you printed up any of that subsequent, the red one that you did was
Yeah, that's I have them here. So I similarly I took some Glyos arms and put them on the ports on the top, but you
yeah,
can
what
see it's both flush on the top and on the bottom.
perfect.
Whereas,
Yeah.
like Derek said, with the initial one, you are getting that gap, and what was causing that is
An
there was
exact
just
match.
a yeah, there was just a little too much um, volume of these sort of parts that I had made where the arms plug in.
Yeah, the diameter was just, I think, too close to the diameter of the front shell, so
Right.
that they didn't quite go in. But just a tiny bit of shrinking on that, and it's perfect now.
Mhm.
So the only other change we have is that the plug that holds the shell together, we are like the TPU belt or the TPU joiners went into the shell, but now with the new print, it's going to go the pegs or the nubs will come off the shell and
Right.
the
So you'll have a Glyos pin basically, or plug facing outwards rather than having these little holes.
Okay.
yeah, because you said the first time you tried to plug in the connector, it cracked your shell. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Now I was using this sort of metallic silk filament.
Mhm.
Brett told me that it's actually tends to be more brittle as a
Okay.
material. And that's why I don't know if it will show up on the camera, but he's missing his finger
Oh,
on
is
his right
fingering.
hand. Um, and that was just a printing error because of this material that I use. Whereas when I printed it with the standard red PLA, it came out fine. He's got all three fingers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't had any cracks on mine, and I haven't used any silk, so
Mhm.
maybe
Yeah.
that is it. But I find it just a little fiddly to plug them into the holes in the shell itself.
Mhm.
And again, just because it's hollow, I would have the concern that it would crack. I think having the nubs coming out of the shell is the best idea. And like you said, Gordon, we can use elastic bands maybe instead to connect the pieces together.
Right, which I find is a lot easier if you just had an elastic band going here
Mm.
to easily pull apart the shell rather than having to very kind of carefully press in
Mhm.
Yeah.
the
Well, you're not going to
pegs.
stress losing an elastic band either.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Well, I actually here's my only contribution to this because I have had no work on this sculpt and input whatsoever. I've just admired it from afar. I just because I've been revisiting and reassembling a bunch of older Bionicle that use
Mhm.
elastic bands. The Equate brand of women's rubber hair ties, like they come in various sizes. It's 200 for $1.
Yeah, no, they're the
So
exact
this
ones.
would be perfect for
Those are
that.
those are the exact ones I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because
Next time I
my
have a package, I'll send you 50 of them.
my house is ruined with them. It's okay.
Yeah,
There's
they're
three girls in the house here.
yeah, they're in the vents.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a very cheap and inexpensive way to stock those
Mm.
for that. I do like the band. Like it looks nice, but I can understand the concern of cracking. But
We'll see. Like I might sit down and have a go myself at doing something in TPU, like modeling
the
something that'll join the two
Mhm.
together.
the the other thing you could look into, and I don't know if either of you have tried this, just scale the belt down 1 or 2%, so it's not as tight.
Mm.
It's a little bit
Mhm.
smaller. It'll go into that. In my experience, anytime I have weird fitment issues, mixed material, just a size creep or a size shrink usually resolves that.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've been just using the nippers to take the edges off the to take
Yeah.
the edges off the peg so it goes in nice. But I
Mhm.
don't it's not tidy and I don't know how
Mhm.
long it'll
Yeah,
last. So
right. Well, especially because if you can, it can fray on the TPU. That's why I would say you could always scale them down just a smidge, and then you
all
could
right.
always grease them. Any type of silicone oil or any shock oil, anything like that you would have on hand would help make that a
Yeah,
little smoother.
I have
But
some RC car silicone here, so I could
yeah, that's
potentially
fine.
use that.
Yeah, any of that stuff works good. I
But
I
that stuff
use
doesn't work so good on paint. Ugh. So
No,
yeah.
definitely not.
Yeah,
No,
so it might
that would be
not.
like the last step,
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think.
yeah.
But no, I mean that's the DIY nature of it, right? That's the exploration and figuring out this. But it's cool to see the journey of it this far, and getting the really not having my hand in this at all, just getting to view it from afar and now see this beautiful painted piece revealed. It's so sick.
One thing that I have to say I love is like Gordon did such a lovely job on the rhinoceros's head.
It's so good. It
It's
looks like
so
it looks like
nice.
something McFarlane would have made.
Yeah. No, it's beautiful. Like it's just like I didn't know if he poached it off some site or whatever, like because it was so
No, I mean that's me just looking at your drawing, and I think I
so
went and pulled my Beast Wars Rhinox off the shelf to look at some of the wrinkles on
Strong.
how they did
gotcha.
the sculpt, but most of that was in your original
Gotcha.
artwork.
No, it was beautiful. Like it's just a really nice job. I love it. And another thing as well, we got the TPU built on this, but also, the beauty of TPU is that we have these inserts that
Hmm.
enable us to put it together. So,
So good.
we have a little bit of we could just have Rhino Head Man very easily.
Well, and
Oh,
the other thing that that lets you do is if in the future you want to have just another heavy spacesuit character, you
Yeah.
sculpt just a different head, and you could maybe modify what some of the icons are, or just have another medic that's a different animal.
Yeah, no, I definitely want I do foresee wanting a different head for this because again it's just so cool. I
yeah.
don't
Like what about like a helmeted rhino? Like, it's like his his oxygen chambered helmet. Yeah. Oops, all rhinos.
yeah.
Excellent. I love
We got rhinos at home.
it.
Well, the other fun thing that I've tried too is given the uh, Pretender influence and Derek sending me some
Yeah, yeah.
blockies, you can actually take blockies and put them in here.
Hmm.
Yeah, this
And
rules.
it takes a little bit of finagling, but you
Some
can,
some fit better than others. Like some have slimmer legs. It's the legs that really mess you up.
yeah, I think the it's the Transformers one uh figures seem to have sort of slimmer legs, but
Hmm.
seems to fit pretty well
That
in.
rules. It's so good.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
love it.
It's just fun to like.
Figure of the year.
It's a fist worth of a figure. Like
Yeah.
it's
That's why I
Mhm.
said, man, he's a hog. Like,
yeah,
well,
And this
you
is
don't have small hands. Like, you got some baseball mitts for hands,
yeah.
Derek. So that's a big figure.
No, I'm super pleased. And like and that's it. And yes, I think we will be seeing like I might let some of these early prints go, but I don't
Mhm.
think we're going to see like proper finished ones for up for sale until I think it will be TP where these will be on the table and
Awesome.
the proper the proper finished ones that you can throw at people will be
Sick.
ready to go.
Yeah, that rules. Well, I can't think of a better place for you to debut them, right?
Hmm.
We're all back home where we belong. So that'll be great.
Hmm.
I love it. Great work to both of you. Great work on the paint, great work on the sketch. And Gordon, no one's better suited to do that sculpt. You killed it, dude.
No, he did. He nailed it. And like I said it last time I was here, and I'll say it again. Like this hobby and this community, I wouldn't have been able to do half of what I've done without help, without
Mhm.
people that like it turns out that I'm just a bad idea man. And when it comes to actually executing and modeling and doing things like that, I've had my hand doing like hand sculpting and a tiny little bit of digital modeling. But when it comes to like the bigger moves and making figures, I am blessed to be surrounded by so many talented people. So thank you very much. Really appreciate it.
Well,
Yeah,
look,
man, of
you're
course.
you're a excellent 2D artist, and I think that communicates a lot. And
Mm,
you're also very good, I think, handling the production yourself with your own printers also
mm.
helps you give good feedback that's sort of directed when like we're making revisions and edits,
Yeah.
because you know sort of how the toys will work. And I feel like you have a good mind for playtesting things that way.
Oh, yes.
Now, before we get back to showering Gordon with, fanfare. Let's not take away from Derek's amazing sculpt work last year on these doors that he did,
Oh,
in fact, just sell the door
my
at
door.
TP.
Where is that set? It's around here
It, it
somewhere.
it was sold.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But like this, the set generally speaking.
Right.
One moment.
Yes. Hopefully we can see the return of door number one and door number two this year at TPE.
Slightly deconstructed.
Oh yeah, those are those beautiful sets. I think mine's in storage as well. Otherwise, I'd be trying to grab it.
Yeah, yeah. No, here we go. Like, this
There
is
goes
like,
door.
yeah, yeah. This is a small door for for tiny people. But we did, yeah, I did a. You printed off one of the Stay 18 one for me there last year, and
Yeah.
well, you printed off two. One
Mhm.
went on the diorama that I used on the table, and another was just spare and went for sale and sold. So I was very pleased with that. And you had the idea that I should take this computer and like this speaks back to my magnets and
Yeah.
maybe print that up for one of the Stay 18.
I think you know me. I mean, I love
Yeah, yeah.
making accessories for 118. That's how I got started doing all this, was making little drinkware for 118. So I think it's fun seeing stuff like that because,
Wouldn't take
you
much.
know, well, and and it doesn't cost a fortune to make, and it doesn't cost a fortune to buy it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And I think it's especially like an event like Toy Pizza, like it's so fun to have accessories that go along with that stuff that you can narratively play with. Like Lego, there's so many parts for it, but for 118, it's like vehicles and vehicles and vehicles and one play set.
Yeah.
But like how many 118 ATM machines are there? How many 118 computers that on a magnet are there? Not many.
Well, that's a thing that I was thinking about as well. Like you have my diorama boards.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah. Oh
the
yeah.
I was thinking about doing some more of those for the show. Like I don't know, like they take very little to make. And they're fun to make. The only thing is time. But they make for like this board here for the game
Yeah.
is a lot of fun.
Mhm.
And you know, they're I was thinking I might have to maybe dive a bit deeper into this because it was really fun to make them. And when I made this game board for last year, it really felt like a little accomplishment. Like it felt like a project
Yeah.
was after being done.
Well, they turned
Well,
out beautifully.
Mm.
I think the Rhinonian's destined to end up on one of those in, 28 millimeter.
Yeah, yeah, oh yeah, I'd be all about that. Let me put that back. But yeah, for sure. Um, definitely should. I'll explore that. I'll see if one is the 18 is an option for that computer. Maybe it'll be on the table.
mhm.
Very good.
Well, I love seeing the sort of added diorama pieces and props on tables because it's fun to put up a cool display for the show,
Hmm.
and it just makes it sort of a neat space to walk around and see different people's ideas around world building rather
Hmm.
than just necessarily the figures displayed sort of as a product display.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I'd love to see them sort of posed up and interacting.
Well, you had a great display on your table last year. Like you had a big ass was it a castle
Yeah, it
Yes.
was
from
Elsa's
First.
yeah,
castle from
yeah,
Frozen.
yeah, yeah. You know, perfect. You know, like an awful lot of what we do is repurposing. You know,
Mhm.
we don't see things as what they are. We see things as what they could be. You know,
Right.
when we pick them up, and that means that we wind up. Well, I wind up accumulating a lot of shite that I never do anything with. But you know, there's a lot of potential in the things that are out there right now.
Mhm.
That it's always fun to have a go at. You know, so
Right.
I really enjoyed building the diorama for last year, that I had on my table, and
Mhm.
I'm hoping that definitely hoping that I can do another one for this year as well. Because like you say, it's a focal point on your table. You know, when
Right.
people pass by, it's what draws their eye,
Mhm.
and I think it's an opportunity to tell the story of the toys as well.
Well, to me, and it's always one of my favorite things of either seeing photos or the couple times that I've been lucky enough to go to conventions like Legion's Con,
Yeah,
getting to walk around and see all the incredible dioramas set up by the people there who do like these insane customs and sort of set building
yeah,
is really what it is. And it'd be completely impractical to have in my own living space, but uh, I'd love to go and see it in person. And it really does that thing of pulling you into someone else's fantasy world.
Yeah, like the one that I had made last year, nice and small. It's
Mhm.
in the curio cabinet upstairs now.
Right.
So like
Perfect.
it's my main, yeah, it's my main little display in the curio, and
Mhm.
Excellent.
I'm pleased with that.
Right.
And it can be whipped out at any time.
Mhm.
But
Yeah, that's good stuff.
I think there's a potential to do something a bit bigger for this year. Like often I have other items on the table and I'm tempted to not have other items on the table, just my wares. And
Hmm.
that will give me a little bit more space to maybe do a bit like I don't think it would take much more work to do this, like because it's all the same process. If I'm doing the process on six boards, six tiles rather than one tile, I don't think it would add a whole lot more time.
Mhm.
It
Right.
might take me three times longer to do, not six times.
Right. Because you can
Hmm.
just move
Yeah,
while the other one is
yeah,
drying.
yeah,
That's good. I mean, and clearly it's a passion project for you to work on. So I think it makes
oh yeah,
sense for you to dive in and, tackle them. And it's a fun way to kind of give yourself that brain rinse.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
You
That's it. Like
know, staring at the figures so long, like you do get fatigue.
yeah, and that like things like this to do. You
Mhm.
have very similar board to this,
Oh
and
yeah, I love it.
this one's got metal washers in it though, so I can put magnets. Like
Perfect.
the original idea was walls with magnets on the ends that could be
Oh
slotted
yeah.
down to make
Mhm.
configurations for a dungeon. But
Brilliant.
it was just really fun to make these.
Mhm.
I suggest that everybody has to go with some foam core from the dollar store because all this is a wooden frame with
Mhm.
some dollar store foam core. This is a 12 by 12 frame. I think you maybe get maybe two or three boards worth from one piece of foam core. And all this design is just me ruling out 12 by 12 spaces to make inch blocks and then just sitting down with a pencil and um, or a pen and just making the shapes of the rocks and the stones, then just painting over it. Like it's really, um, I suppose it was my Sudoku for a couple of weeks.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's awesome. It turned out beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, I'm really pleased with those. I had wanted to do, it was an abandoned idea, but I was really pleased with the outcome. I wanted to make like a three by three board, and I thought the best way to do it was to do just in like 12 by 12 tiles that I could then use to make like three by three boards to play on.
Speaking of table displays, Brett, I know you and I have been going back and forth trying to figure out how we'll lay out what we're bringing. And do you have any updates on the vinyl production side?
Yeah, yeah. So, who would have possibly predicted that I open mouth and insert foot in my hopes of having the cursed armor mold shipping out of Asia before Chinese New Year? It got held up. Who could have possibly predicted that outcome? But that's okay. Plenty of time. It's been chugging along, so it's okay. We should probably have that here stateside sometime in March, so that's exciting. But beyond that, the really exciting news is that all of the first wave of the vinyl ooze plasm produced here in the United States is done. They're finished. All vinyl production's finished with Mosquito Toy Works. So those should be here in my hands, sometime in the next 2 weeks. And then I'll be setting all the eye gems myself and getting the bags and header cards finished. So um, I would expect to see those not at TPE. Those will probably be out before. In regards to displays of toys for Goblet Toy Forge's table, I have no idea how we're going to show that. I thought it'd be fun to run some more portals this year and to do a new revision on the portal, and I think that could be a fun pack-in with some of the vinyl figures as like a deluxe offering. Because I love portals, I think they're super fun, and I've been wanting to reiterate on that design a little bit. Maybe get some torches on it and some glow in the
Oh,
dark
that'd be
stuff.
cool.
I
Yeah.
think that'd be really fun. So that's something I wanted to work on for my little diorama side. So that might be a fun thing to tinker with while I'm waiting for header cards to get finished.
Nice.
So, but yeah, I'm looking forward to all the oozes to show up, and I'm hoping everyone else is as excited as I am for those. So,
Yeah. no, that's been great to see come together. It's wild how quickly Max has been moving on this.
Oh my God, like lightning. I mean, he's just what's really miraculous is what he's been able to achieve out of a silicone mold and not, because, spoiler, the oozes are not being done in steel. So we're going to see how the first wave does. But if they're continually selling and they're, a desired item, I will absolutely get a proper mold made for them overseas. But, time will tell.
Oh, there's Derek's one of the
There he is.
originals.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
So here is
the
this
prototype.
this is the size, shall we say. So
Yeah.
like if you were to take that and just for an idea scale, if you hold it up against this spray bottle, it's about that size. So, a lot of people have a lot to look forward to.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I can't wait to get a copy. I'm sorry, I printed this. I printed off four, and I sent you
Yeah.
three.
No, it's good. It was so funny whenever a little bit of insider baseball for anybody listening. Whenever I had sent you that file, I forgot that I scaled it up 3x.
Mhm.
So it was supposed to be three times smaller than that. It was supposed to be like a little finger puppet.
Uh,
And then I got him in and I was like, oh shit, this thing is massive. And then I, reached out to Max. I was like, is this going to be okay? He's like, oh yeah, it'll be fine, no problem. It's like, all right, good. But so they're actually going to be much bigger than they originally were anticipated, which is fun. I think you're
Mhm.
getting a much better item value that way. But they will double as a hat.
it fits on a 6-inch figure pretty good.
Yeah, I mean they'll probably fit on the 118 better as a mind sucker, but
Yeah, 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 yeah.
yeah, it's Malibu Stacy with a new hat.
I love it. No, I can't wait to see these vinyls. I look forward to being able to hold one of these, but being able to squish it a little bit.
Yeah,
And I'm just really impressed by the cursed armor. And ultimately, I think that comes, when it gets here, it's going to be just like a little monument to, again, just collaboration,
Certainly, yeah.
because this community is so involved with each other, and it's fantastic how we all benefit from each other. Like
Mhm.
there's the blood, sweat, and tears of the two of you and Kenneth in there too, and whoever else has worked on it along the way. Because like Kenneth did the Valgeist head, and that's
yeah,
also going on
Right.
that. So like that's it. It's really nice to it's just really nice to see what can be done um when we come together. Like because
Mhm.
like for me, like I said before, I couldn't do any of this without help. And I think I think that we are all better as a community and helping each other and talking to each other, and it's just fun.
Mhm.
right. Absolutely. I mean, 99.9% of the cursed armor is Gordon. He was just kind enough to let me piggyback along with my helmet. But
Although I will say, like, having worked on this project has greatly like opened up like my opinion towards doing more collaborations using my own stuff with others. Like
yeah.
I feel like I'm fairly precious about the characters
Oh,
that I've sort of sculpted myself. But certainly like ever since I reached out to you, Brett, and I'm like, hey, could you run me like the foot tall 3D printed cursed armor?
yeah.
That sort of set things in motion where I'm like, yeah, he gets it. Um,
Right.
and
Right.
so
Well,
it's been fun to pull in like other people like Nobby Wood to do the fan art of
sketch.
the stuff
Hi-
or logo.
His color for the cursed armor as well
Yeah.
Dude, it goes crazy. It's so
phenomenal.
good.
Yeah, it's so nice. Like
Yeah.
that man, like I'm just going to keep sending them black and white pictures and pictures of things printed in one color and just tell him to do whatever he wants because it works out really
Yeah.
well.
Yeah. He definitely gave me a high water mark to try to swing for whenever I get to painting the vinyl. That's going to be a real test of wills to see if I can make that work.
So with vinyl, while we're on the topic, so you have to use a completely different nature of paint, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So
So
what kind of paint goes on a vinyl figure?
specifically, the brand is called Vinyl Wonder,
Hmm.
and it's here in the US. So, to my knowledge, it's based completely on I don't know the name of the brand. Gordon might be able to tell me,
V
but
color is what Pepper said when he came on. That's so V color
that's what
is
it
the
was.
stuff that they use in Japan,
Yeah,
and we just can't get it here.
Yeah.
stateside because it's so flammable. You can't ship it
Yeah.
internationally.
Yeah, so my understanding was Wonder Goblin was able to get some of it smuggled here stateside and took it to a chemist that he knew, and they were able to basically deconstruct it and make their own formula and produce it here in the US. So, which fucking rules. I mean, it's so cool. But so I've got on my mantle, like down on the far side, everybody can't see. I've got them all lined up, ready to go, waiting for spring to come and the thaw to hit, so I can start painting outside.
Just don't
But
just make sure that the sun can't like beam on them so that they
yeah,
explode.
so I don't. Yeah, so I don't spontaneously combust on my back deck with a beer
Yeah.
in hand. But yeah, so most of it's going to be done with airbrush is how I'll be achieving it. This is my first time airbrushing, so what a way to dive into it.
I've had my airbrush sitting here safely in the box for months now. I've yet to actually break it out
Yeah,
and use it. So maybe when you're doing it, you should give me a shout and we can both get brave.
yeah,
But
that'd be
like,
fun.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
What we should do is we should make a point to do it like on a Sunday, and then you can come out and we'll sit on the deck and both you do it.
That's a great idea.
That'd be fun.
Yeah, well, I've been thinking about making the drive because like it's only what was it, less than 2 hours.
Yeah,
So it's yeah,
it's not yeah, we're not too far.
yeah, it's a jaunt, nothing more.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll wait till the weather goes. It comes around a bit better though.
Yeah, absolutely. That'd be really fun. But
Mm.
yeah, I'm looking forward to that. And then I'm really looking forward. I got a big bottle of just plain black from them. So
Mhm.
I hope to, with some of the lighter cursed armor shades, I really want to do some black rubs on it and then wipe off the excess to kind of give it that weathered um, look into there to really get some of those details that Gordon sculpted to pop out. Without doing like a proper wash. That's how they do it. And then you wipe it
Mhm.
off with a solvent cleaner.
Yeah, that's
That's similar to what people do in the miniature world. They'll use a like a the oil paints,
Hmm.
and then
okay.
they'll come back. Like, they'll let it dry, but then they'll come back with like a turp and just like
Yeah.
get the raised areas off.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, we're fortunate to live in a time where this stuff is so accessible, and not just the material and the ability to have vinyl done domestically now, but also having just incredible resources for painting on YouTube, like Wonder Goblin. He's obviously making this. His tutorials are fantastic and really good at cleanup and maintenance of your brush too. But Craftsman, I mean, everything he puts out is just an inspiration to me for production, how to handle painting. So I'm really looking forward to diving back into some of those videos.
Yeah, well, we truly are in an age where, yeah, in fact, like there's, if you want to know something, it's out there,
Mhm.
and we're all like, I wouldn't be, I would have lost a lot more money to my mechanic if there weren't so many like instructional videos on how to maintain a car. But like,
Right.
but getting beyond that, even in the hobby world, there is so much content out there that's so
Mhm.
super helpful. Like, yeah, the Craftsman is the one that sticks out in my mind, but there's a whole bunch of others that I enjoy as well, like Nerd Forge, and there's a whole lot of tabletop uh, sites as well that I think really offer a lot of valuable information in painting.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, I mean
Yeah.
those guys are like the painting wizards. They
Mm,
really cover it. I'm like tabletop interested. I never play,
mm,
but looking at the paintwork even the guys in art like the squires do in our community, it's
mm.
incredible. Or like the paintwork you do, it's miraculous. So I'm hoping I can do a fraction of that on the cursed armor when it arrives.
I'm sure it'd be lovely. No, I've no doubts you'll do a great job because, ultimately you've done great work on all the stuff you've done before. And I'm just really looking forward to seeing the cursed armor kind of evolve again.
Mhm.
Because like it's had so many iterations now. This is kind of it like putting on its big boy pants by becoming
Well, it's production. I mean,
it's a factory
this is it.
piece. It's
Yeah, I mean,
beautiful. Like,
it's
it's awesome.
it's true production.
I,
We're gonna see if he can level up again. I don't know what the
yeah,
next evolution looks like. I don't know unless Gordon and I hit some money on scratchers next week. I don't know.
I'll wait for
Leveling
the
up would be making our tooling costs back.
yeah. I'll
Yeah.
I'll wait for the Hasbro Pulse campaign for the 2 foot tall one.
Right.
Yeah, let's maybe plan for the Kickstarter for us to do our tie-in with Savage Crucible ahead of that.
Yeah, lovely, perfect. Speaking of the cursed armor, I'm going to go back to my shelf here. One sec. There's an item here I want to pick up.
Could it be?
What do we got?
On to me some time ago. And just in terms of the versions of the cursed armor that have come around over times, I'm really pleased to be the holder of
Oh,
this.
that's the original magnetic
Yeah,
version.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Because
Oh,
I remember
hell yes.
you were talking about this the last day,
Hmm.
and you showed pictures of it, and I was there thinking to myself, I have that, and it's a beautiful figure. It's gorgeous. Like I really, really enjoy it.
Yeah, and
It's
you can see how much the sculpt has changed
yeah,
from that version. That still has the original sort of draped scarf
yeah,
over
yeah,
the
yeah, over the
left
shoulder.
shoulder,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
the waistcloth is still there too.
Well, I could grab one of the more modern ones and hold them side by side, but let me do that briefly. Bear with me.
As we bear with him, I'm looking at this. I'm gonna have to get some more paint, and we're gonna have to match that colorway. That will be a very fun one to replicate.
Yeah, that would, I'm trying to remember what I did with it. I always am just like grabbing whatever Citadel miniature paints that I have
Yeah,
and then messing around with
yeah.
them.
I
It's a
mean,
bit hard.
I have some silver on hand, so that'll be helpful, but I'll have to get purple and orange too.
Is that one of the resin ones you have there, Derek?
No, that is one of the
Oh, that's the
multi.
articulated one.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
look at that
It's
evolution.
yeah,
Look
yeah.
how tall he got.
But like that's also these are in a similar form. But I also like I love the journey of the cursed knight. We also got
Look at that.
little boo too. So
Yeah.
it is awesome. So I really am looking forward to seeing the vinyl. It's going to be like how tall is it going to be? It's did you say
So I have it right
He,
here.
he's a proper 4 inch.
4 inch? That's going to be a nice chunk. And you know what? He's
Yeah,
going to
there we
be
go. There we go.
Yeah, I haven't been able to wait for the official version, so I've just been running um, you know,
TPU.
TPU prints for myself. But let me
awesome.
see. Oh, here's a blocky, so that would be a good scale comparison. So it's a full, you know, head or more taller.
Awesome. No, I'm really looking forward to it. Like he's going to be a chunker and he's going to be a lot of fun. I actually I can't wait to put him. I was there thinking to myself that he's actually going to be a great foil potentially for the Rainonian.
Oh yeah, they
Absolutely.
look great together
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
because they
You know,
have sort of similar,
the chunky
chunky
proportion.
proportions.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The tables this year are going to be very fun.
Hmm.
There's going to be some really great photos to be taken of just the setups.
Yeah.
Um, this is completely my brain shooting, 3,000 degrees that way. The Rhinonian, there was that
Yes.
incredible artwork that Nobby Wood did of him with his
Yes.
frog jug. Talk
Oh,
to me about this.
So I actually just realized that that's in the original drawing. I'm
yes.
like,
Yeah, talk to
where
me
did he
about this
come up
frog
with?
jug.
Will you bring up the original?
Yeah, so if I
Jamie, pull it up.
let's see, where's the folder here? So the original drawing, I think. Ah, there it is. Uh, yeah. Oh,
We, we also have him here. Okay, so you got the original up. The so yeah, the
It's his
original.
fish tank.
so
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
if you zoom in really close here, there's the bodies of the
Oh, it was
frog
a
and
big
there are their
popsicle or
legs.
something. This whole time I thought he was holding a large popsicle.
No, if you take a look at this, you can maybe where
Yeah,
am I
there we
going?
go.
There you are.
Uh, you can see, oh dear, hold on, what am I doing wrong here? There you
There you
go.
go.
You can see
Yeah.
little green dots in this little jar.
Gotcha.
So they were always meant to be frogs. And I don't know why. I'm not a rhino surgeon, so I don't know what the medicinal purposes of frogs are, but the Rhinonian Board of Medicine appear to think that they are helpful. And that's what I told Navi. I was like, he has a thing of frogs, and I don't know what the frogs are for. I'm not a rhino doctor, but
Excellent.
he went with it, and I love what he did.
Right.
It's so fun.
Oh,
It's so awesome.
yeah,
They're
that
so
goes forward.
they're
Yeah,
so cute.
Dude, you're gonna get some stickers made of that. That fucking rules.
I have to. I have the two pictures from Nobby now. He did me one Sidewinder and he did the Rhinonian, but the
Mm.
Rhinonian's so good.
It's so good, dude.
It's
Well, I
so
was
beautiful.
thinking like there's got to be some sort of either soap dispenser bottle or like perfume bottle that you could find and just
I
unscrew the bottom to make that tank. Like
I was thinking about it, and
Mhm,
what I think I'll do is I could model up pretty simply like some threads as a base,
mhm, mhm.
and then get some of those capsules from the quarter machines from
Oh
the
yeah.
and get the capsules, put the little thing in the threaded base, like the little tank thread base,
Hmm.
and then have a hose out of the base that goes into the injector.
Hmm.
Yeah.
He won't be carrying it, but I think that something as fun as that is not going to happen. It's just
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't know how we do that.
the other nice thing is too, you have the ports now, so you could do something that would be Glyos compatible. So they just goes onto the shoulder and he carries it that way, like a backpack.
Possibly, yeah. And I was thinking that those ports could be nice to like put in like flashlights and
Oh, and
yeah, yeah.
Gatling gun, rockets, just like War Machine. I mean,
I'm
sky's the
get
limit.
I'm
But they're
getting
like they're healing rockets.
yeah. Of course, of course. The heal like the heal the brain onion medics urge for vengeance.
I love it. Yeah. I I do want to do at least one collaboration Rhinonian where instead of frogs we put in it, we just do a bunch of tiny oozes.
All about it.
No.
Well, for the oozes, what I want to see for those is I would love to see like another little base that goes underneath with uh like spider legs, so that they
Oh, they can crawl around creepily. That would be very fun.
yeah. No, I would love that. And I think that that would just yeah, like your small oozes, I think it would definitely give them something to do.
Yeah, and they,
Yeah,
then they kind of feel that like Krang adjacent
yeah.
void we have right now.
I was going to say that, yeah, it's just a little Krang walker.
Yeah.
And you see, that's why I love Krang because he's a toy in a toy.
Yep.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, speaking of, very curious to see what Mattel will do with that license.
I am too.
Very curious.
They must have like whoever own is it Nickelodeon who own it
Yeah, they
Yeah,
now own the IP, I
or
think.
Paramount or whatever.
Paramount, who owns Nickelodeon, and
Yeah,
Nickelodeon owns it, so yes.
they must have been very impressed with the work that they did on the Master of the Universe Turtles crossover.
I don't wonder if that was that I don't wonder if that conversation had already started and they were like, let's see how this does.
Yeah, yeah.
This will be like our trial run with no risk,
Mm.
you
I
know.
I
And
am
I think
very
they did great. I like it way more than the Thundercats one, that's for sure.
I got the Krang from that because again, toy and
You
toy.
you got you got it on the trip we were all up in New York 2 years ago. I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
you're playing with it while we were at the booth.
When I was very hungover, I was playing with it at the table.
RIP to Jet Set Tiki.
For the best. It was too loud.
It was. If we would have just listen, there's no reason a tiki bar should have been playing pop greatest hits. They should have only had the silkiest surf rock tunes of Dick Dale and his Deltones or the Atlantics. There was
Uh,
no reason for there to be that much Charlie XCX playing at a tiki bar.
and I have no idea why it was so much fun.
It was the rum there.
Yeah. That'll do it, yeah. But no, I look forward to that. But yeah, for sure. I think that Mattel could do very well. I'm very sad to see Playmates lose it. I think
Me
that
too.
there's a lot the Turtles property IP owes an awful lot of its development and success to Playmates. Because they
Yep.
were there from on the ground at the start, and they helped to develop that IP um, from the start as well. I'm not going to say as much as Eastman and Laird, but like they were still pivotal in creating a lot of the characters that people enjoy.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, if it's not for Playmates, you don't have Bebop, you don't have Rocksteady, you don't
That's
have
it.
the multicolored bandanas. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't have the different color flesh tones for the turtles. I mean, there is some pretty major, you know,
I hate to
additions to that.
I hate to say it as well. I'm surprised people aren't sick of turtles right now because like
I think about that all the time.
I feel that we've had a massive amount of exposure to them in the last couple of years. It's just like so many turtles. Like whether it's like Mattel doing the crossovers or NECA or Super 7 or who's it do McFarlane's doing them now?
McFarland has their Page Puncher spinoff,
Yeah, yeah.
and like Playmates is doing a reissue of the originals. They're doing reissues of the 2003. They're doing reissues of the 2012. They're doing the Mutant Mayhem line. I mean,
Yeah.
it's Turtle Palooza.
I think the best product that's out there right now, if you wanted to get turtles, is one that you picked up, and that is the six pack with the four turtles, Splinter,
Oh,
Shredder, and
uh,
like I
no
didn't,
question.
I've only admired it in the store. Like, how was it when you opened it up?
Oh, it's biblical. I mean, it's what, whenever you, I mean, granted, I wasn't around in the 80s, but I had some of the reissues, in
Mm.
the 90s of the original ones from 88. And getting these is what I mentally thought I was like holding as a child.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Seeing the,
Awesome.
it's just, yeah, the only complaint I have heard, and this isn't my complaint, this is a complaint I've heard, they don't like that the turtles don't have like a proper ankle articulation. They just have a swivel cut, which is like a weird, odd one. They don't really need it, but I mean, it doesn't bother me at all. I think they're great. The paint apps are good. They got rid of that weird, like, pock-marked texture effect on the skin. They corrected the heads for Donatello and Leo.
Awesome.
Um, they're great. I mean, it's truly the perfect turtle four pack. And then you get Splinter and Shredder, and they're great. And that Splinter rules.
And it's a shredder that's not stuck squatting, looking like
Yeah.
he's.
Yeah, I mean, and the proportions for him are still strange. He's still like gangly and weird, but I mean, that's the Playmate's charm. I think the Mattel stuff will be very mass market and it'll be very obtainable. It's not going to be hard to miss out on. It's going to be plentiful at retail, but I struggle to think if they'll be packed to the gills with gear like Playmates does.
And one of the things about Playmates sculpts as well is that there's more to see than what's
Yep,
painted.
yep,
There's detail there that's like there's too much detail, so much that they can't paint it all.
yeah,
And I foresee clean molds. Like I foresee clean sculpts. And like
mhm,
that's more of a old school Playmates thing, but still,
yeah.
I think that the whatever
Well,
Mattel is going to put out is going to be super clean. Like won't have that kind of level of fun.
it's going to be pretty sterile, I think, which I don't want from them. I want the turtles to be gross.
Although I feel like the stuff that they did around the Mutant Mayhem, albeit that was Playmates, like as far as modern Turtles toys goes, those had some very weird proportions and like
Oh,
sculptural
oh,
detail.
oh, and
So
make no mistake, I love those.
yeah,
That line rules. I mean, Genghis Frog is 95% head and tongue flecking action, and he comes with a war axe. It goes crazy, and he's in a Hawaiian shirt. I mean, it's perfect. But I don't, yeah, I mean, well, Mattel had announced their like plans for what's coming. So there's supposed to be there's going to be Mutant Mayhem 2 line, then there's going to be a
hmm.
line geared around the live action movie that's also a CGI movie. So I feels like they're going to reboot the original 90s style one and that last Ronin project they had's off the books.
Hmm.
So, I mean, that's three consecutive lines. I hope they do some weird stuff. I hope they have a lot of fun with it. The stuff Mattel's doing for the new He-Man looks really good. I think the kids stuff looks way better than the collector stuff. And for $10, the Skull Knights look fucking sick.
I was super surprised by that price. Was
Dude,
it
10,
10.95?
yeah, amazing.
Mm.
I mean, are they a little accessory bear? Sure, sure. But I mean, He-Man's never been packed to the gills with gear anyway.
No. The like the only thing I'd be thinking is that if they're 5.5, if they're $11, I'm assuming that there's no longer the limb switching gimmick. Like
No.
they're paring back features to do that. So, but yeah, I'm really looking forward to picking up a couple of those. And like, yeah, at $11, I'll pay for that at retail. I'm not going to
Yeah.
wait. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I will definitely scoop some of that up on clearance, depending what it is. I'm surprised there's no news of a Castle Grayskull. Like, I really thought that would have been a focal point, and there's been nothing on that. But yeah, it's cool. I'm just happy to see stuff like that that's affordable. Whenever I was told today that Hasbro announced there's a $70 ATRT with one figure for the Mandalorian movie, that I don't know how that license still makes money. I have no idea.
That's bananas. And like, are Star Wars figures moving? Like,
Well, you tell me. They are
who?
whenever you buy them for $2 on clearance.
Yeah, yeah, but like that was Walmart clearance after the
No,
holidays.
I
But
know, I know.
like, I just don't see the movement of them either. Like, I don't see people like I see lots of middle-aged men being very interested in Star Wars, but
Yeah.
it's the kids I don't see so much. But I suppose that's reflected by what's on offer for Star Wars too. Like they've had a couple of like kid lines where they got squat exaggerated features, but there's not a whole
You
lot of
mean
that.
that you mean Thick Boy Vader?
Oh
With the weapon
yeah,
trees.
Yeah. Yeah, he's
that's fun.
shredded. He's
Was that
shredded.
was that Jedi Academy, Brett, that you had found like some really good ships for?
Yes.
Oh, Young Jedi Adventures. The
Young
kid
Jedi
the
Adventures,
kids
yeah.
the preschool line. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
great. That line was really good. Carter loved it. You know, he's gonna be 4 on Saturday, so he was definitely the target audience for
Mhm.
that, or Sunday. But
The,
yeah, I
the,
mean, he loves Star Wars. He's obsessed with it. He thinks it's so great. But when we go to the store, there's nothing to look at.
mm,
Except, and he looks at the Lego because he's real into that. But
Mhm.
there's another market that's just so IP price gouged. It's not for the kids anymore. So that's not fun either. But
that
shout out to AliExpress bootlegs.
yeah,
So
that ship from the Jedi Academy is amazing. I
the
bought two of
definitely
them.
not Manta Force ship.
Definitely not Manta Force, but absolutely, totally will be filled with Sidewinders as soon as
Yeah,
I'm in the process of organizing this place and putting everything from cardboard boxes into totes so that I can stack them up easier and make
right.
things more accessible. Once I get through to the box that has those ships in it, since I haven't had access to it since I moved in here about a year ago. Once I get that open again, I'll definitely be sticking Sidewinders everywhere I can in it because
Yeah.
it is such a nice ship. And
Even at the full retail, it's still great.
yeah, but the beauty of it was we didn't pay the full retail, which was magical, and that's why I have two of them.
Right, right. Yeah, that's why we will end up with the second one. I at this house too. But yeah, no, it's great. I love that vehicle.
Mm-mm.
I wish they did more of that,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
I don't think they're going to. So maybe they'll do something for the 50th next year. Probably
Or
not.
or they'll keep putting out $70 walkers with one figure and $100 small ships.
Yeah, and $20 3 3/4 figures
Oh,
that come
bananas.
with less accessories than a toy pizza figure. I make it make sense. I don't know.
Well,
It's
all the more reason to take it into our own hands and
that's right.
start 3D printing video or
Yeah,
vehicles.
yeah. Do it ourselves or buy indie.
Uh,
Right.
as you
That's
guys
it.
say, we got Star Wars at home.
Yeah. We do. I mean, we literally have anything we yeah, you need aliens for the cantina, we have the Rhinonian. There it
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
No, we are covered.
Yeah, we are covered. It's good stuff. I'm tickled pink with that Rhinonian, man. He looks great.
Oh, yeah.
I
No,
I can't wait to get one.
it's definitely a high watermark. And well, I'd be very happy to share one of these prints with you. We'll get that figured out after. But it's just it it's a little dream, to have a guy that I've been like, no joke, the Rhinonian existed in my head before that drawing,
Yeah.
and that drawing goes back uh maybe 5 or 6 years. The Rhinonian has been in my mind for like 15.
Mhm.
In or around. And like that's not the first drawing of a Rhinonian either. It's the first one where he's on two legs.
Mhm.
But I don't know why I think rhinos are super cool. Like look at them. How can you not think that that is not a super cool creature?
He is.
Um, and I'm just super pleased to have like it. in three-dimensional form. Again, it's a fine fist of a figure, and
Mm.
it looks like it could hurt someone if you threw it at them, but no, it's super light.
I think that's a good part or a point to wrap up at least our recorded episode on. So
Yeah,
maybe
yeah.
we will go around and give a round of plugs. Derek, where can people find examples of your work online, should they be
Um,
interested?
if ever you want to have a look, you'll always find my page on Instagram, and there I am under the handle DSN1014. That's just the letters Delta Sierra November 1014, and you'll find me there on Instagram.
Excellent.
Yes.
Brett, where can people find your stuff and the Goblin Toy Forge?
GoblinToyForge.com, Goblin Toy Forge on Instagram, and you can find my personal stuff on Aegis Station at Instagram. Gordy, my friend, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram. I'm Vladimir the Batamir, and you can find me here on YouTube, posting the DIY toy episode or DIY Toycast episodes. And until next time, thanks for watching. Derek, thanks for coming and hanging out.
Oh, thanks for having me. Love it.
All right, we'll catch everybody next time.
Peace.